Good morning, family. Welcome to your card of the day. I am La Santera, and today is Saturday, November 2nd, 2019. And today I'm pulling actually from an affirmation deck. I'm pulling from Until Today by Ian Lavanzant, who is someone, a spiritual speaker, a human that I absolutely adore, and I have studied under her for many, 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 many years. If you haven't read her book in the meantime, her memoir, I highly recommend it. It's incredible. So, the two cards that jumped out of the deck are about forgiveness. And the message from this card says, I forgive myself for holding on to the need to be right. Somebody needs to hear that. I don't know who needs to hear that, but somebody needs to hear that today. I forgive myself for holding on to the need to be right. And then the second card that jumped out was, I am learning to forgive myself. Now, I do not believe in coincidences, so today's conversation, my meditation, is going to be all about forgiveness. Let's start with this one. On the back of the card, she has this beautiful sort of like affirmation, thought, prayer, whatever feels comfortable. Until today, you may not have been aware that you still need external validation to feel good about yourself. Just for today, surrender what you believe is wrong with you, and you'll never again feel the need to be right. I don't know who needs to hear that. Perhaps I needed to hear that. Perhaps you needed to hear that. When we surrender and we release this need to be right, we understand that we're working from a place of wholeness. We are lacking nothing. This attachment to being right is grounded in like old triggers, childhood traumas, where we weren't seen, respected, loved enough, felt abandoned. And so our need to be right is, see me, believe me, tell me how smart I am. And so when we surrender this need to be right, we come to this knowing that we are perfect the way we are. We are perfect. You are perfect the way you are. You are whole. You have never been broken. And so it is right to forgive ourselves. And it's crazy that two cards jumped out together onto the floor just now. So I am learning to forgive myself. The message here is, until today, you may have found it difficult to forgive yourself for certain behaviors you have engaged in. Just for today, be willing to grow, to learn, and heal yourself with forgiveness. Beloved, we can't, no, not that we can't. We must begin to work on loving ourselves with all of our flaws. Yes, we fucked up. Perhaps we weren't parented. Perhaps we've done some shady things. Perhaps we've made some bad choices. Perhaps we've been bad parents, bad siblings, bad friends. Perhaps we have betrayed someone, lied to someone, been disloyal to someone. Perhaps we've made many mistakes in our past, but we are not the mistakes of our past. That is something we did, and we are on this spiritual journey, so that means we are growing, and part of that growth is forgiving ourselves. We're no longer looking at the shit that's happened that has been fucked up and believing that we're being punished for something that we did in our past. You know? We are not being punished. So let's work on that. How do we begin to forgive ourselves? We make amends. We write a letter to ourselves. Perhaps we write a letter to ourselves. Dear Alicia, I forgive you for leaving Courtney alone in the house when she was 3 years old. I forgive you for not paying the bills on time and almost being evicted 5 different occasions. when Courtney was young. I forgive you for not providing security and stability where Courtney needed to fend for herself at too young of an age. When we begin to forgive ourselves, we are allowing ourselves permission to move toward our destiny, to really be grounded in self-worth. There is a knowing, yes, I have done these things in the past, but I am not that. And this goes for all of the intergenerational trauma that we have inherited. Like, there are things that we carry that are a little bit harder to let go of. And this is why we work at it. This is why we begin to love the skin we are born in, love the body that we were born in, love the culture, heritage we were born into, love the spiritual practices that are ours. Let's begin to forgive ourselves for all of the things that people made us believe about ourselves, that we have carried into our future, that is the very thing keeping us from living the life that we deserve. So today I invite you to forgive yourself. Using those affirming words, I forgive myself for, and then surrender, and let's be done with it. And let's no longer hold on to it. And we're not holding on to the need to be right, because you are not wrong. You're just not wrong. When you know what you know, you can let it go. You can surrender that, even when you're having a debate with someone. It's okay to disagree and let it go. We do not need to persuade or put our truth on someone else. Your truth is your truth. So move with that comfortably and honestly. I forgive myself. And I forgive you. Family, that's your card of the day. I hope that it touches you in a way that you need. Please let me know if this card feels true for you and what you're forgiving yourself for. Leave that in the comments. I forgive myself for. And if you'd like a reading, please hit me up, lasantera.nyc@gmail.com. Have a beautiful Saturday. Peace.